Hello and welcome to more Dark Souls 2 with me, Oni Black Mage. Last time we just entered No Man's Wharf, this sort of brigand and pirate looking area. And we're just continuing on forward. Just encountered these sort of nocturnal looking spider monkey slash demon things. And we're just moving forward. Looks like this is a multi-tiered sort of town. Oh, is that a dog? Huh, for some odd reason my lock-on distance is really short right now. I've heard, but I'm not necessarily sure, that that darkness and light has something to do with your visual distance. That's actually something to do. Let me heal myself up here. And basically, because it's so dark here, my character can't see very far. Therefore, my lock-on distance is shorter. And so if they kind of step back into the shadows, I lose track of them. So there's actually visual, ouch. Whoa, right in the head. That was a good shot there. Good thing I was wearing a helmet. Although it still kind of irritates me that these archers can apparently lock onto you for such an incredibly long distance. You have to be basically right there next to them to lock onto them. It's kind of annoying. Alright, well those are obviously a couple guys. Those are not dead bodies. Okay, well that was a dual exchange. Ah, come on. Yes! Alright. Might just have to kill them from the inside. They seem pretty big, and they are pretty big. But they don't seem to hit necessarily that hard, nor do they seem to be that strong. Ouch, and they keep throwing those little oil bombs at me. Wow, okay. Double KO. Well, there we go. Once again, I got a little bit oil on me, and the next fire that hit me, blam, there we go. Gone. Man, I had a lot of souls on me, too. I think like 8,000 souls or something like that. I really hope this isn't the only bonfire in this entire area, because now we have to fight our entire way back. Ugh. I'm definitely getting the hang of it, though. For example, now I recognize this guy's the guy who keeps sneaking up behind me. He was just over there in the shadows, and I was ignoring him. Okay, well, maybe I could entertain you guys with another story. So, let's see. Graphical debate. Let's see. One of the criticisms I've heard, because I'm playing Dark Souls 2 and I talk to other people that play Dark Souls 2. You know, we share our excitement in playing Dark Souls 2. And one of the comments and criticisms I heard is the graphical detail for this, because one of the things I said, that cracks me up every time. One of the criticisms I've heard is that, yeah, it's a really well-made game, it's really well designed, but for a game made in 2014, it's, graphically, it's not that impressive. You know, something like, it looks like it's been made in, oh, I hate that. He's right there. My spell can't reach him. It's so irritating. And, let's see. And it looks like it was made, like, maybe a few years ago. Like, the Havoc engine that they used looks old. And that's true. It doesn't necessarily look like it's one of those super sharp HD games, you know. The textures look a bit aged. The art style isn't so much to the point where it looks like it It overrides any sort of sensation for graphical realism. But you know what? I don't care about that. Not at all, not in the slightest. I've always been very lax, very forgiving when it comes to graphics. Even chunky games that look like they're back from 2006, you know, even older games, retro games even. I never felt that graphics were that big, or at the very least overrides any other significant detail. Graphics doesn't override gameplay at all. You need to have a functioning playing game, in my opinion, way more than you need to have pretty graphics. If you have pretty graphics, but your game controls sloppy and non-responsive and broken, it doesn't matter. Terrible. Graphics doesn't override story, in my opinion. Graphics certainly doesn't override, let's see, any other aesthetic details such as art design and music, because there are many deliberate choices of art design that are not necessarily meant to be hyper-realistic. That's the whole point of art style. Let's see. Graphics don't override, let's see, game design. For example, if it's a very boring game, you know, the mechanics are dull, they're not tweaked. Graphics don't override functionality in terms of, does this game work? Is this a pile of glitches? Because I can certainly go ahead and take not a cheap shot, but a very valid shot at Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Was that game fun? Sure. Was that game absolutely riddled with glitches? Absolutely. And they put a lot of graphical detail into that too. It looked very beautiful, especially from a distance, which is a double edge, by the way. And but man, that game was so glitched. And I always have this big pet peeve where people forgive that game for its many poor game design choices, for its inferiority in terms of game design choices compared to some of its predecessors, and its stability. It's crashing all the time because it simply is Elder Scrolls, and simply because it looks pretty. It's like the graphics is never a justifying statement for shortcuts in any other department. Period. End of debate. Because if all you're going to do is have a pretty looking game... Alright, I think I figured that out. Next time I got oiled, I wondered if I could just run into the water and douse it off. It looks like I can. Alright. I like when they pay small detail attention to that. See, that's nice. That's really, really nice. It's that attention to detail that makes me not care about them using slightly aged. And besides, these graphics are perfectly functional. Everything looks like it's supposed to look. Just because things don't look incredibly hyper-real doesn't mean it's bad. This sort of black and white mentality where everything has to be either top of the line, has to use the absolute best. Yeah, I thought I saw something back there. Ooh, Ring of Life Protection. That sounds good. What is that? Interesting. So it's a one-time prevent you from dying ring. I'm going to save that for something more pivotal. Because I'm certainly not at the point yet where I do not have to worry about dying, except at the most crucial point. At least I can see that guy over there. But yeah, this game is very functional. I have zero criticisms in terms of the graphical department on it. Oh, that guy snuck up behind me there. If I could only add one improvement from the aesthetic side, it's that I would appreciate a little bit more ambient music. There's sometimes a little bit of ambient music when tension's rising, such as during a boss fight, and that's fine. It certainly is the appropriate time to use it. But even when I'm over here exploring, a little bit of music, a little bit of soundtrack can certainly help ease the experience, especially when you are constantly retreading an area that apparently only has one bonfire since the last time, and you have to wade your way through an entire area again, like what we're doing right now. That's why music is such a pivotal factor for RPGs especially, because you're constantly either combat or grinding or retreading a new area. You're doing something that may be labeled as monotonous, and music helps take the edge off that. I wish there was some sort of shield breaking magic. I hope that comes along later. You know, because if they have shield breaking, weapon techniques, they should have shield breaking magic. It only makes sense. Alright, let me grab my souls really quickly. Let me zigzag, run in serpentine patterns, now let them shoot me. Okay, I'm gonna take this a little bit more methodically. Ouch. Maybe I should be carrying a torch in my other hand. Maybe that'll help with the distance. Cause gosh, I just keep losing my lock on, which caused me to throw my spell out. I'm gonna try to make the next time-consuming debate / rant probably a little less negative. I want to be a little bit more positive. I don't want to be like the type of guy who all I do is complain and whine about this, that, or the other in the industry. But I suppose some things have to be said. A lot of people are overly negative, and I want to try to put a little bit more optimism, or at least a little bit more context around their dissatisfaction. And maybe either try to nullify it, mitigate it, or heck, I would even like to just get rid of it. There's no need to be negative. This game is great. There are many people that I swear are just so focused on trying to find negative. You notice that? One popular, if a lot of internet reviewers, especially amateur ones, and I'm certainly an amateur one, but I certainly don't do this. When they do game review videos or anything like that, if you're the type of person who all they do is focus on what's wrong with the game, just find every slight nitpicky hair to split and just hate on the game, I don't listen to you. I don't listen to you. Because I don't play games to feel miserable and angry about the games that I'm playing. Believe it or not, I play games to have fun, and I believe every game out there, yes, even the terrible ones that end up being terrible, and the ones that are just nerve-inducing and just, why did they make this abomination? I believe at some point on the design process, before everything went horribly wrong, somebody tried to make that game fun. Nobody makes a terrible game on purpose. Well, actually, no, I take that back very quickly. There are some people that do make terrible games on purpose, and that's very obvious from the get-go. Those trolling type games. Huh, brigand gear. That's pretty cool. It sounds like light armor. I hope it's light armor because I'd like to upgrade either my main armor or my pants, but it looks like they're actually worse. Great. None of that brigand stuff is worth any of this stuff. Darn. Trying to upgrade some of my gear because I just keep running around with just the same dagger. Granted, that dagger has been getting me through a lot of messes, but jeez. I should put 1 point in strength and grab that small leather shield. That at least looks like it would be worth it. I can apparently pick up the foot soldier sword for that. I don't know how good their terrible sword will be, but at least it'd be good to have a backup. Alright, let's take care of you. Easy. But yeah, all these overly negative internet critics. Now, there are some critics that that purposely are negative for the sake of being funny, like say Yahtzee and Zero Puncture. How did this guy sneak up behind me? Where did he come from? Huh. like Yahtzee and Zero Punctuation, he purposely has scathing reviews on everything. That's his niche. That's what's funny about him. On the flip side, he also writes side articles in which he is incredibly thought-provoking and deep. And you should always take the time to balance that out, because he is quite intelligent in his perspective and experience. Very, very sharp. So that's not all there is to him. But there are many other internet reviewers where that is all they do, and that apparently is all that is to them. They don't try to offer a fair and balanced view. They don't try to put things in a context. They just try to slam things and think that's what people want to see. Maybe some people do want to see that. That's not what I want to see, and that's not what I want to encourage either. I want to try to be a little bit more... Alright, so there's a switch there to open up that. It looks like that's a next area, or perhaps a shortcut back. So, yeah. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I meant to jump over that. I'm glad I healed up. Have to waste that last Estus flask go. Oh well. I'll have to take the long way, take the stairs. Actually, that's fine. I didn't finish exploring up here anyway. Ouch. Oh, nice. Thanks, doggy. That was great. Not to mention, this is yet another pet peeve of mine, not to be negative, but this is, like I say, when I put forth an opinion... Ooh, that looks like a giant cage or a torch or something. When I put forth an opinion, I like to then back it up with rationale and reason. Try torch, tough enemy. Ooh, it must be more of those nocturnal creatures that fear the light. Yep, definitely more of them. Yeah, there's a lot of people, when you see a lot of bloodstains around an area and advice, probably those go hand in hand. Let me finish my statement real fast. I generally do not give a lot of credit to any review for somebody who openly states, or it's immediately obvious, they never finished the entire game. Now, I never read reviews before I'm done finishing a game, period. Now, sometimes I hear somebody's opinion when I talk to them, and that's fine. I don't care. I'm still playing the game and enjoying it. But I never read, like, quote-unquote professional reviews, because I don't want to have anybody else's opinion replace my own, even by accident. So I always play a game first, and then I get an opinion, and then once I'm done with an opinion, then I actively will read another review to see if somebody else thought the same thing that I did. Oh, here we go, Ferrous Stone. Treasure ahead. It's on the floor, too. Yeah, let's use our lock stone. Oh, hello. Oh, the entire area illuminated up for some reason. Oh, yeah, it's driving them away. Nice. That is incredibly handy. What is that? Oh, that was a giant torch. Nice, it lights up the entire area. Wow, okay, so that's good. See you next time.